This is Bimbo Barbarella, and this is the Wednesday, August 9th show on Tuesday, August 8th. And quite a lot to talk about today. A couple of issues. I don't know if you've heard yet, but our beloved Boyd Wrestling is moving to Wednesdays. I believe it's 8 or 9 o'clock on Wednesdays. I think Coach is going to try that day out for a change, something to break up the week. And we'll see how it goes. It seems to me that there's still a handful of people that haven't got characters made for them yet, and hopefully, he'll get to it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot for him to do and be involved in, and I hope everybody who watches it appreciates it. And I really hope you do, because it's fun, it's entertaining, and you get to see me make my picks for the matches, which are always wrong. Hello, Mark. How are you? Yeah, you're one of the people that I'm talking about, who needs their character made still. Also, too, tonight, Mrs. Snapdragon and the captain from the College of Knowledge are going to see a band called Parliament/Funkadelic with George Clinton. And if you don't know who they are, you need to watch George Clinton and the Mothership. And that's all I'm going to say, because they are such a raucous, fun, grooving, and for playing funk, a lot of their stuff is very rock and roll. It's very rock and roll. And their bass player is Bootsy Collins, and he was nominated in the top 10 bass players of all time. Hello, Instant Karma, nice to see you. And being very knowledgeable on the band, I can see that. The band Parliament actually started out by George Clinton as a doo-wop band called The Parliaments. And George Clinton just got funky. Funky like a monkey. So there's that. There's Boyd Wrestling coming up tomorrow. I did have some problems with my YouTube account. I wasn't able to log in. And so I do what I always do, is I threaten the devices with the good old hammer beating. And let me tell you, I don't care whether you're inanimate or living and breathing. You don't want a hammer beating. Oh, hello, Honey Bunch. And if you guys want to see Honey Bunch's new outfits, you can go on to coach's page because he has a lot of them listed. Like I said, there's a couple of people that haven't. Mark, Leah Sugar Britches, a couple people. I'm sure he'll get to it. Don't worry. No, don't worry, because he knows, who his friends are. And then, of course, he has, Carlos Martinez. And, Carlos Martinez looks like the jabroni that he is. So he did a fantastic job on everybody, and I hope that you appreciate it tomorrow. Like I said, not really a whole lot going on. If you remember, post a couple of days ago, I was getting my bass fixed, but they're gonna fix it, and I'm gonna trade it in. And you got to see this bass that I'm getting. It's just gonna make me sound better. I won't be able to play any better, but just looking how cool it is, I'll just sound better. And I bought a new stereo, a new amplifier. And Mark knows this, being a musician. It's got 8 channels, and it can do mics, guitars. It's got reverb. It's got like a harmonizing thing, so when I sing, it sounds like I'm singing, in harmony. And it was a very fair price. It was a little bit expensive, and I'll talk to Mark about that later, because he would know what it is, but it's going to be worth every penny, because at least now I'll sound a little more professional. Again, it's not going to help me play any better, because that's always gonna suck. Oh, hello, Hunter. Oh, love the robot. Love the robot. Because my fondness for robots. And like I said, because my computer was acting up, because it wouldn't sync with YouTube, and so I threatened it with a hammer, and it didn't want to get beaten with a hammer, so and I had a long day with Cat Daddy today at the cancer doctor, because now he also has prostate cancer. And I want to thank everybody in the channel who has told me what a good job I'm doing, taking care of Cat Daddy and all this, and thank you, I appreciate it. But I'm almost at like a wit's end. I really don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do anymore, because I can't do anymore. I can't, because nothing is gonna get any better. Nothing's gonna help him, and it's a shame, but his prognosis is not good. Yes, thank you, Honor. Yes, prayers for Cat Daddy. Well, in Karma, that's like me, because I pretty much had it beat. And then earlier this year, I got blood cancer. But I've got one more appointment on the 29th, I think. And they're pretty sure that they, like stopped it and nipped it. And that's what that is going to be, to tell me that, that it's gone. Because basically, what chemo and radiation do is they destroy like all the cancerous cells, but they also destroy good cells. So that's why I had to go with, what I went through. And I mean, I certainly do not look for any, you know, feeling sorry for myself about this, because there's people with a way lot worse problems, than me. So okay, good, Karma. That's good to know. If you have the link, if you want to put it in the chat, go ahead. Yeah, because I go to a place down in Tampa called Moffat. And if you look at my Twitter, you've seen me take pictures there. So I'm glad I'm a survivor. Oh, God, who is this calling?
Call from 17278771302.
Hold on, it might be doctor. Hold on.
Call from 17278.
Hello? Hello? Okay. Okay. Um, no, actually, my 2012 Honda Civic was in a car crash and it got totaled. And I haven't had it in about a month. Okay. Okay. Thanks. And now don't you think that the Honda dealership would know that my car was totaled? Yeah, because you guys heard that whole story, that whole nightmare. And here is Miss Snapdragon, who's headed out to see Parliament, Funkadelic, and the Bootsy Collins Rubber Band. Yeah, oh yeah, car warranty. Well, if you're not familiar with what happened to my car, I was coming home one day, and not far from where I live, um, there's a corner that I turned, and was going probably 5 miles an hour, and his dog ran across the road. So I swerved to miss the dog, and I hit the guide wire on the telephone pole. That like one strand of wire from the pole going into the ground. So I drove my car home. I called the sheriff. They said, oh, well, you need to go back because you need to be there at the scene of the accident because there was property damage. And I said, okay. So I drove the car back. And Honda, they totaled it out. It was drivable. The airbags did not go off. Like I said, I was going 5 miles an hour. So, oh, Mark, Instant Karma wants to put down a link for a cancer treatment center in Ohio. If you can do that, for him. And so I'm sure that we'll see some pictures of Parliament and Funkadelic. And you know how I always now do like my like I do like a song on Wednesdays and Sundays. Tomorrow, just for the benefit of Snapdragon and the Captain, I'll play a Parliament song. So you can see what you're missing. You can see what you're missing. Because like I said, if you've never heard them, you've never heard a band like them before, ever. And I've heard a lot of music in my life, trust me. And I know that Mark has too. And so has pretty much anybody here. And tomorrow I'm gonna go bowling. I haven't been bowling in a while, so it's either going to be I'm either going to be good because I haven't bowled for a while, or I'm going to suck and get an 80. You know, because my bowling is kind of like my music playing. I know how to do it right, I just can't. I don't know. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, but I'll talk to you private. Oh, not now, just because I got junk to do. Sometime maybe over the weekend we'll go. Just one-on-one, so I can show you this amplifier and just how sweet it is. Like I said, it's got so many different channels. And I'm going on a personal tour. I hate both companies. Well, I actually own a tiny bit of stock in Disney. I got that from my grandmother. So every quarter I end up probably getting like $30. But I don't know. But lately they've been tanking, so I'm sure that I won't get anything this next coming quarter. Which, that's really gonna, set my finances behind. But it's actually good, because silver is now up to $23 an ounce. And that's good for silver. So that's how come I have all this extra cash laying around. Yeah, because I got paid big from silver and it's still going up. Well, the groom kids, yeah. I mean, look at all of the, you know, rejects that have come out of there. Amanda Burns, Miley Cyrus, and they all end up being, disturbed. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, Jen. Okay, when I get my dividend check from Disney, and it's like $6.22. I'll scan it and I'll, send you a, picture of my check for $6.22, because lately they haven't been doing too good. Like I said, I like the fact that silver's up, because I don't want to get into like, our finances, but me and Al have money invested in like precious metals. And that's what you want to get into: gold, silver, platinum, palladium. Well, platinum and palladium, they're like, $1,000 an ounce, which, maybe that's good for Mr. Trump. Oh, hello, Miss Rita. How are you, dear? Nice to see you. You're always welcome, my friend. Yeah, just doing a Wednesday show today, because I got a lot of stuff I got to do tomorrow. And then Thursday, I got to take one of our little cats, Hemlock, who had like a bad eye, infected eye, who I've been giving medicine to. I've got to take her to the vet at 8:20 in the morning, and then I got to go to Cancer Center of America um, at 11, because if you've ever had prostate cancer, guys, you know what they have to do. They have to like map out on your back where they're gonna shoot the radiation, because they're not going to give them chemo. Which is good, because because for like those 3 months that I was on chemo, I mean, I could notice it in my hair. My hair should start getting thicker, maybe when it gets cooler, but I can notice how thin it got. That's why I'm wearing, the wigs that I bought, from the Salvation Army. One I actually found outside the Salvation Army. I guess, two ladies were fighting, and one of them pulled it off, and they just left it there, like on the sidewalk. So I picked it up and I washed it. I picked out all the ticks and the sticks and the praying mantises, and well, I mean, the cancer center. Um, no, okay, this is not called Cancer Treatment Center of America. I'll tell you what it's called, seeing how you asked. It is called Florida Cancer Specialists, and they have offices all throughout the state of Florida. Oh, and another thing too, God, I mean, okay, we live in a 2-story house, and of course our air conditioner's not working right, because Cat Daddy can fix it, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. Our bill was like $250. Maybe some of you where you live, that's, cheap, but not here. That's a lot of money. Oh, $250. So what I'm gonna do is invest in like a couple of like the box fans, and just leave them laying around the house. Yes, Jen, nothing beats a good tumble weave. I'm sure everybody has watched Jerry Springer and and watched these two women fighting on stage, and inevitably somebody's weave gets ripped out of their head. And everybody is waiting for the weave, to go flying into the audience. And then somebody in the audience is waving it around, like it's a flag or something. Woo! Yeah. And when Jerry Springer was still alive and he was on, um, and this is no bimbo Barbarella bullshit. He used to come to Tampa to recruit people. Oh, do I have wigs? Blue, pink? No, no. Sorry, instant karma. No, no. I'm not going for cosplay. Yeah, poor Jerry Springer. Okay, let's have a quick trivia question. What city was Jerry Springer the mayor of? And the first one to answer wins a pink wig that Instant Karma has. So, what city was he the mayor of? Because he was a mayor. Cincinnati, yes. Mrs. Snapdragon has it. Easy Street with Jen. The professor and historian of the College of Rock Knowledge, which I hope you guys enjoyed our Allman Brothers show. I actually did, because anytime that I can learn something about music is good. Our next one coming up in 2 weeks, well, now like 11 days, is another band from the South, Leonard Skinner. And they are from Jacksonville, Florida as well, as is Molly Hatchet, as is Blackfoot, as is, and you know what? That's all the Jacksonville bands were doing. No more. We're not doing. Molly Hatchet would be cool, but they really don't have enough great songs. But they have like some of the best album covers ever. And they were the pictures drawn by a fantasy artist called Frank Franzetta. Hello, Miss Addie. How are you, dear? Nice to see you on a Tuesday afternoon for the Wednesday show. That's it. We're not doing any more Southern rock for the foreseeable future. The closest thing that I would come to Southern rock, and he is far from Southern, is Neil Young. And maybe Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. I could see doing them, because I like enough of their songs. But we ain't doing them for a while either. Hey, come on. I just had to go through the Allman Brothers. So, oh, Mrs. Hopkins. Oh, hello, dear. How are you? Watching you while you're eating lunch. So Addie is eating sausages and peppers. And what are you eating there, Mrs. Hopkins? And what did you give Mama B? Yeah, Mrs. Hopkins, we're doing Skinner 2 weeks from when we did the Allman Brothers. Because and that's another thing. I bought a calendar, and it was at the end of the season, so I figured, oh, I'll save some money. I'll buy this, calendar, like the first, week of the new year. You know what? I never know what day it is because that calendar has 13 months. No wonder I never know what day it is because I'm looking at a 13-month calendar. Jeez. Just more problems in my life. And you think you guys had it tough? You're not looking at a 13-month calendar. So Mrs. Hopkins is eating salad with chicken and Greek dressing. Oh, that's nice. And maybe we can get Professor Addy to do a Led Zeppelin, Jesus Christ, a Leonard Skinner show. And see, I made up a new thing. So every professor of the College of Knowledge has a special skill that they are adept in. Mark Kropka's special skill is airwave piracy and professional keyboardist. Bopak, everybody knows Bopak. His professional skills are wizardry and magic. And Miss Addie Picoult's special skills, I think she's gonna like this, are chaos and mayhem. Not necessarily in that order. If you want to throw in a little bit of mayhem first, go ahead. I'm not one to argue with that, but chaos and mayhem. And mine is Bimbo Barbarella, Dean. Vast intelligence and equivocation. A musician and lyricist. Boy. So somebody paid me something good to say something good about myself. Oh, hello, Miss Sugar Britches. How are you, dear? Yeah, so I started out by saying how wrestling is now going to be on Wednesdays, which I think is good for a little break, Oh, who knows? And, it might actually be more popular because people might tend to watch it more. Yes, hey, and if you don't know what Leah is talking about, Jennifer knows that I was having trouble with my computer because I couldn't get YouTube to sync, not like the Titanic sink, but like synchronize with my emails. So I have a ball peen hammer that's in my desk drawer, and I threatened the tower with the beating from the hammer. And I said, look, Look, Tower, it's hammer time. It's hammer time. And so, magically, it rectified itself. Because I said, look, computer, I'm going to turn this mother out. And that's a song by MC Hammer, which you might be surprised that I know, but. And here he is, the connoisseur of wizardry and magic, Mr. Bopak. Hello, sir. How are you? Yes, see, and take it from the one who believes in chaos and mayhem. There, Olia. Yeah, give it a good whack. See, and my phone was acting up a couple of weeks ago, but now I got a big scratch in my screen. So I should have thought about hitting it on the screen. I should have hit it in the back, but that was my own fault. So, and again, the captain and Miss Snapdragon are headed out tonight to see a band from the 70s called Parliament and Funkadelic. And if you don't know who they are, I think she left. I'll put a link to one of their songs in here so you can hear what they sound like. Okay, now this is from their live show called the Mothership Connection. And like I said, because I love like my symphonic metal and my Iced Earth and my Joy Division and New Order and the Cult. However, I can get into a band like this just because they're so much fun. Has there been an Enya class? Well, Leah, just hopefully you're not wrestling me this week, because I'll make sure that you're 30 minutes behind, when I'm beating you. Ah! So, again, Voight Wrestling is moving to Wednesdays. If you want, leave a message for Coach, because as soon as I know the card, I'm going to do my usual picks. And so we'll see how they go, because I'm usually pretty bad. Unless I, call up Pansy in Darwin, Australia and ask her. So we'll see. Mrs. Hopkins, yeah, see, but Parliament I would love to do, but I don't think that enough people know about them. Same way with like Iced Earth. Not a lot of people know about them. We could do a Joy Division / New Order show, Because everybody knows knows New Order, Bizarre Love Triangle, True Faith, um, and Joy Division, and they only made 2 albums, but before Ian Curtis committed suicide. Oh, see? Well, yeah, see? And see, Addie knows who Parliament is. Bootsy Collins, yes. And like I said, he was ranked in like the top 10 bassists of all times. And he even had his own little offshoot of the Parliament Funkadelic thing called Bootsy Collins Rubber Band. Pirate Mark could set a course and navigate to different islands. Yeah, but no matter where he navigated to, it would always be cold. And they would always have a horrible hockey team. And, he'd be, sitting at the door on his keyboard. And the ghost is there making him lunch. And so coming knocking on the door is a bunch of penguins. So then he has to invite the penguins in and entertain the penguins, with a song. So, I don't know, Mark, if you want to do that, I think that's a good idea. Because there's a lot of penguins in the North Pole. Just like there's a lot of polar bears in the South Pole. Addie says, I just go where the sails take me. Addie, and the last time that I was on a boat with sails, you know where it took me? Underneath a big wave into a whale's stomach. And I sat there until I built a fire. And then when the whale started coughing, I had to jump out. All right, Miss Rita, thank you for coming up, dear. You know that you're always welcome. He'd make us walk the plank. Yeah. Yeah, see, but everything in Canada is metric. So who knows, the plank might be really long and we would be so tired that we wouldn't make it to the end of the plank. We would just fall down halfway through. So and Mrs. Hopkins says, yeah, just avoiding the Bermuda Triangle. Yeah. And you know what place they say is actually haunted? Out sort of where like Mrs. Hopkins lives in like the western United States. There's a place there called Four Corners where 4 states hit each other in like 4 90-degree angles. And they say that that's haunted. And now, I believe in ghosts. Oh, how come I've never seen a ghost? And what are they afraid, that I want to be their friend? Say, hey, come here, ghost. What are you doing? Come on, ghost. Oh, sit down and let's go to, Taco Bell and I'll buy you some burritos. And the ghost would say, oh, aren't you scared? I said, of you? No, please. My family is scarier than you, Ghost. So, well, Mrs. Hopkins, see, and now that's the problem with Pirate Mark. He doesn't have a parrot because I told him, that you need a parrot on your shoulder, and he has a pelican. So, he needs to invest in like a parrot. Or if he's going to use the pelican, paint the pelican like a parrot. I don't know. That's what they say, Mrs. Hopkins. The Alamo. I don't know. Maybe when Coach comes on, we'll ask Coach about the Alamo. And I actually have seen the Alamo when my brother was in the Air Force. He was at Lackland Air Force Base, where like all Air Force trainees start out. And the Alamo, actually, well, then Addie knows, the Alamo is actually kind of disappointing because it's really little and it looks like it's falling apart. It looks like a bunch of 13-year-olds who put it together with a bunch of bricks they found laying on the side of the road. Yes, okay, yes. Riverwalk is nice, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Riverwalk is nice. So, okay, well, really, Mrs. Hopkins, he pissed on the Alamo. Well, that's not surprising me. Because he, Sharon, I gotta take a piss, Sharon. That show actually, and I hate to admit it, that show was actually kind of funny. The Aussies was funny. That was funny just because he was just such such a mess. And then you know who tried to copy him, who I can't stand. And you guys know that I don't like Motley Crue. I don't like anybody in Motley Crue. The only one that I don't really like in Kiss is Gene Simmons. And he had that show, um, that reality show too, called Family Jewels. And that was nothing but a poor ripoff of the Ozzy show. I like that one. Yeah, that was I Miss Hopkins, and I think that you can actually buy that box set on like DVD on Amazon. And see now that I could just sit and watch. I mean, because I don't watch much television. I watch a lot of movies. Because I've got a ton of movies. And of course, the movies I like are like monster movies, science fiction movies, movies with robots, movies with evil owl robots and evil owls that fly in spaceships from the evil owl world, and just my typical normal kind of stuff. Yeah, that was funny when she threw the ham at the guy. And then wasn't she on like a talk show in the morning or something? like The View or one of those type of shows, and nobody liked her because she was loud and obnoxious. And Addie says, I liked when Ozzy got to go to Iron Mountain and hear a first recording of him and Randy Rhoads. Oh. So yeah, now, um, Randy Rhoads was actually pretty good. He was actually pretty good. He's had a lot of guitar players with him. Jakey Lee. And his current guy who he's with is fantastic. He's from New Jersey, Zach Wilde. And if you don't know who Zach Wilde is, he's got his own band called the Black Label Society. Oh, okay. It was on The Talk on CBS. Yeah, okay, yeah, but I think that she pissed a bunch of people off, didn't she? And so that's why they kicked her off. You stinking bloody bastards. Oh, you stinking bloody bastards. You called Ozzy a bad name. Well, it's 5 o'clock. I do gotta get going. Been on for an hour. And of course, it's always nice to see my friends here. And like I always say, and you're probably tired of it, but I don't care. I appreciate everybody who has come up and chatted with me, hung out with me, because I actually did have some kind of little message to say in this show. In the very beginning, I did, but then it morphed into Sharon Osbourne throwing hams at people. Oh yeah, those little dogs. Oh my God, they were horrible dogs. He says, "Oh hello, oh, and this is my little doggy Buttons, and this is his friend. Oh, um, I don't know, doggy. What's your name, doggy?" Oh God. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna wish Miss Snapdragon and the captain fun tonight at Parliament. Thank you everybody for coming up. If you're into wrestling, watch tomorrow. This coming Friday on Easy Street with Jen, she has her movie night, and before we go, I'll actually tell you the names of the movies that I chose. And the first one was the Three Stooges movie. I had no idea that they ever made a Three Stooges movie. And it was like recently, like 90s. I had never heard of it, never seen it. I didn't even know that it existed. Yes, Addie, you know that you're always welcome. And then another one of the movies I'm going to be talking about is one, can you guess the title? Robot World. And guess what it's about? A world of robots. And the next one is one called Earthstorm. And I've watched all of them, and I'm not going to talk about any of them now. So you got to wait till me, Pirate Radio, and Miss Four Corners come on Friday night. The stuff nightmares are made of. No, actually, you should have taken a picture of me today if you want, the things that, that nightmares are made of. So Mrs. Hopkins is Beyond the Sky, The Rewrites, and Bob the Butler. Well, I wonder if he's any relation to my friend Bob the Jackass. Because remember, I was at that little petting zoo with Easy Street with Jen when I was up in Atlanta, and they did the video about meeting Bob the Jackass, and he was eating lettuce. So I wonder if Bob the Butler eats lettuce. I'm sure Mrs. Hopkins will let us know whether Bob the Butler eats lettuce. Okay, I gotta get going because it's 5 o'clock and means that pretty soon the sundowning switch will flip on. And if you don't know what that is, I'm not gonna go into it. If you do, then you do. So, okay, we will see you at least on Friday. And tomorrow, if I go bowling and I have a good game and I win, I'll take some pictures and make a little video, saying, what a great bowler I am. Maybe I should go on the, like on the women's professional, bowling tour. Yeah. Yeah, and imagine me telling, oh, Cat Daddy, I can't stay and feed the cats. I've got a tournament in Secaucus, New Jersey. So I'll be back in a couple of days. So, and if you don't know Secaucus, New Jersey, it's got one of the biggest bowling centers in the United States. I think the biggest one is in St. Louis, if I'm not mistaken, which I probably am because I don't know. So, but anyway, I'll see you sometime this week, and I'll probably put up my picks for wrestling as soon as I get them, so look forward to that. So, okay guys, good night. To those people that are eating, enjoy your dinner. To those people that are going out to have a nice dinner and then see a show, have fun with that. For us unlucky ones who have to, make up the food for the cats and eat what's ever left over, we have that. So, all right, bye bye guys.